The Buffaloes have come out with an 18-point victory. Tad, congratulations. That must have been one heck of a halftime speech you gave the team.
I don't know about that, Mark, but I can tell you this: our guys responded, and we got punched in the mouth out of the gate, and that hadn't happened to us obviously Wednesday night, but tonight it did. And you got to give K-State credit. I mentioned in the pregame, Mark. They're the Wildcats when they're wounded. Bruce Weber's team is going to come out with toughness and energy and aggressiveness. They definitely did that. And we didn't respond very well, but we finally did. And that was I was really, really proud of them for that.
The turnovers were such an issue in the first half. I mean, you had 10 in the first half. You end up with 11. The last one doesn't count because it was you did that intentionally. You guys took care of the ball. There was better energy. And Ted, I'll go back. There was a flagrant one foul called out there, and it seemed like your guys, I don't know if that shook the cobwebs out or what, but that seemed to be a little bit of a turning point for you guys going on a 14-0 run.
I think it was a 7-point play. I mean, because we got 2 free throws. We got 2 free throws and the ball, and out of that, the call out of the timeout, we got a 3-point play for McKinley. So we got 4 free throws and a 3. I think we made all the free throws, but yeah, it was a big turning point in that first half, and I think got our guys going a little bit. I think they understand that we got to be like that from the get-go. And but again, what you want early in the year is you want your team to respond when things happen to them. Adversity, which we definitely experienced, but this team responded to that adversity, and to me, that shows great toughness and character. But we got to play that way for 40 minutes, not for 30 minutes or 25 minutes.
Tad, there are other guards in this conference that seem to get more attention than he does, but I'm not sure there's anybody starting this season any better than McKinley Wright. Your guy in these 2 games here in Manhattan was unbelievable.
I said it Wednesday, I'll say it tonight. He's an All-American, and he's playing like it. And I don't care what anybody says. And he's my All-American. I can tell you that. He's our All-American. His teammates love him. He loves his teammates. McKinley Wright I get adjectives. I'm sick of trying to figure out new ones. I love the kid.
Yep, no doubt about it. Well, you guys start out 2-0. You don't have Deshaun. You don't have a couple of other guys tonight. That's going to continue. But, boy, on Wednesday now, you jump into the deep end of the pool because you open up conference play at Arizona. Quick comment about that one.
Well, we know how good Arizona is in this league and how good they've been year in and year out since we've been in the Pac-12. It's a place we've never won. So, again, all you can ask for in life is an opportunity. Don't know who we're going to have, how many people we're going to have. We just want to get back to Boulder and get healthy, and we'd like to have all hands on deck. But obviously, we'll see how next week unfolds from that standpoint. And look, this year is going to be like this, and that's why the NCAA gave everybody their year back so we can have all hands on deck for situations like this when you come to Manhattan with 14 guys and you suit up 11 2 days later. So that's a testament. I thought our young guys, Luke O'Brien, Dominique Clifford, got some big minutes in some big games. Jabari Walker was again terrific. Jariah Horn. These guys are still learning as they go. A lot of newbies. I thought Dallas was great when he was in there. I just feel so bad for his foul trouble, and we got to figure that out. But definitely a team win, and our depth that was maybe questioned a little bit because it was untested has really helped us in both games.
Yeah, I think so. Coach, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, we'll let Tad Boyle get to the rest of the meeting.
All right, Coach, congratulations. And Pat Rooney will let you start off the general questions.
Coach, I know you don't want to make excuses for the guys, but how much of that slow start do you maybe attribute to the tough news, not only with Deshaun, but Keyshawn and Tristan being out as well?
0%, Pat. 0%. Yeah, that absolutely had nothing to do with it. In fact, we talked about taking the floor before the game, and I said, on Wednesday night we had 1 guy to play for, and that was Deshaun. Tonight we had 3 guys to play for, and that was Deshaun and Tristan and Keyshawn. So had nothing to do with that. It just had everything to do with K-State and being the aggressor and tougher, and we didn't handle their pressure very well. Obviously, 10 turnovers in the first half. the one turnover in the second half was on me, not our team. So a tale of two halves in terms of our offensive, execution and handling their pressure that they brought.
Okay, Justin, go ahead.
Coach, when you look at Eli and just taking more shots, the shots are starting to fall more, chipping in on the glass, looking good, just in that backup point goal responsibility. Just what has changed with his game to where he's really developing into a more complete asset for you guys? And do you see him just gaining confidence that each game goes by and he can keep making shots and keep doing all those things for you guys?
Absolutely. And, number one, Eli's worked extremely hard in the offseason on his shot. He's changed some of the mechanics, some of the release points, and the speed in which he gets it off. He's shooting it with confidence now, and I think confidence is such a big part of shooting. And I told Eli, he doesn't need to hunt his shots. His shots will find him. He just got to be ready to step up and knock them down when he gets them, and he's doing that. But Eli also, I think, understands right now his defensive role on this team, which is. And you're going to be asked to guard one of the top perimeter players. K-State had two really good guards tonight, so both he and McKinley were challenged, and I played the heck out of them. I mean, I don't think I took them out in the second half. I mean, Ken plays 38, almost 39 minutes. Eli plays 36 and a half. That's not a normal load for those guys, but tonight we needed that. And again, I was really encouraged with Dominique Clifford and Luke O'Brien in the minutes that they played, but we really counted on those veteran guards tonight, and Eli was a big part of that. But really proud of him and the work he's put in.
Okay, Hart Pisani.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. You talked about that depth that you was tested tonight and a lot of the presence of your veterans. But, I also know going into the year, you knew there was going to be a lot of young guys that have to contribute. Talk to me about how important it is that these young guys get this playing time that they have the first two games and how they did tonight particularly.
Yeah, it's really important, Hart. And in a normal season, when you set your schedule up, you've got some bye games early where you can develop and build that depth. And in a normal year, that's what you want to do. And obviously, when we set the schedule up, we set it up last year before COVID. We lost our first 4 or 5 games. We lost our MTE in Fort Myers, which we were supposed to be in. We substituted with this MTE. So we jump in with, South Dakota, who's a solid Summit League team. And then tonight, K-State. You don't generally want to play K-State right out of the chute with unproven guys. You'd like to get a few games under your belt before you do that. But, with the pandemic and the change of the start date of the season, we weren't able to do that. So you just do the best you can. We want to get the games in, obviously. That's number one. And then, I said this a couple of weeks ago, I had 2 goals. Number one is to play the games. That was goal number one. Goal number 2 is to win the games. And so far we've done that, but we know Pac-12 play starts next Wednesday in Tucson, and we better be ready to strap it on because there's no time to, get these guys kind of dipping their toe in the water, so to speak. Mark always talks about jumping the deep end of the pool, and that's what we're doing next Wednesday.
Okay, Jake Shapiro.
Hey, Tad. Jabari Walker has been really energetic in the first 2 games. What have you noticed out of his play style? And I know you really like some of the things he's added. So what are you kind of seeing?
Well, number one, he just plays with great energy, and he goes after every rebound. He's trying to block shots. And, one of the things I talked to Jabari about, hey, if you're going to make mistakes, make them playing hard. And he's done that, and I mean, he's not playing perfect. His biggest challenge is the mental side of the game in terms of running the plays that we have in out of bounds plays, sets out front. Those are the areas where he needs to grow. But in terms of his ability, in terms of his effort, in terms of his competitiveness, I have absolutely 0 issues with him. And I love coaching him. And I can tell you this, our players love playing with Jabari. They believe in him just as much as our coaching staff does. And for a freshman, I think that's really important. And because we've seen him in practice for 30 practices. You guys have seen him in a game twice now. So you're seeing what we're seeing. It's not perfect, but man, he's not afraid of anybody. And that's what I love about Jabari Walker the most.
And Tad, just to follow on that, he seems to be a really natural basketball player. Is that what you're kind of seeing?
Yeah, he's got great instincts in terms of shot blocking, offensive rebounding, scoring. You know, he's got a lot of room for improvement. What's so exciting about Jabari Walker is as good as he's playing right now, his upside is so much higher because there are so many other things that he can get better at. And, you know, he's just like that newborn, you know, guy that all he needs is time to develop his body, his game. And man, he's going to be a special player. I said this from the beginning. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. He's going to be a great player at Colorado. Right now, he's a good one, and he's really growing. But every practice, every game there's room for improvement, and that's what we have to challenge him with. You know, but I love his competitiveness.
Okay, I've got two final questions for Coach. Pat Rooney, we'll go with you first, and then Justin, if you want to follow up, and then go ahead.
Coach, hope you can hear us. They're doing the other interviews on the loudspeakers out here, but I know you addressed this with Mark Johnson, but what's going to be the challenge for getting this group together and getting ready for Arizona in a few days shorthanded?
Well, we'll see, Pat. We'll get back to Boulder. We'll get, you know, we're going to take tomorrow off. We'll get tested on Sunday. We'll get tested on Monday. We'll get tested on Tuesday. And we'll go to Tucson, and hopefully we'll have, enough guys in uniform to play a game. Our players mentally are in a good spot. They're mentally, they're not, I wouldn't say they're not worried about the virus, but they're not going to let it get them down. You know, and everybody says, you know, our opponent's the virus. Well, guess what? Our guys, they're ready to fight it, and they want to be able to play. And obviously we want everybody to be healthy and everybody to be safe. But I know our players, man, they are all hands on deck, and nobody feels worse than Deshaun and Tristan and Keyshawn. I will just say this. I mentioned it to Mark on the pregame, you know, second hardest conversation I've ever had with student athlete since I've been a head coach for 15 years. The first one was telling the team in Northern Colorado, when I was fortunate enough to get the Colorado job, to tell those kids in Northern Colorado I was leaving. A lot of tears. But the second hardest was that conversation with Tristan and Keyshawn, telling them they're going to be out for an indefinite period of time, and we'd like to shorten it if we can. If we can, we will. If we can't, we won't. And we'll get a feel for that, though, Pat, next week. And our medical staff has done a great job. They've given us great advice. It's just, we just got to deal with it and move on. And we did that tonight. We were shorthanded, but again, that's the beauty of having 13 guys on scholarship, which is something I've always believed in, because I think kids deserve that opportunity. I don't like to hold scholarships when I can give them to a young man and have them earn them. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, final question. Justin, go ahead.
But it seems like just through two games, Evan maybe has had a little bit of a hard time finishing, not coming down with as many boards as you maybe have liked. Not maybe something to look in on that one, or does he have a couple of things to get corrected before Arizona?
No, look, we've got to do a better job of utilizing Evan and Dallas as low post threats, and we did not do a good job of that tonight. It was the game plan coming out of the locker room, but we never got to it. We got I think we got one post touch for Dallas. They saw they were doubling them, and we kind of quit going inside. There was a stretch in the second half where we took 3 straight 3-point shots without a paint touch. So I got no issues with Evan. He's finishing and scoring in practice, and so is Dallas. We have to do a better job as coaches of getting them the ball in positions where they can be successful. But the one thing about Evan is he competes, and he is a really, really underrated defender, both on the perimeter and the post. And he's going to be fine. I worry about a lot of guys. I don't worry about Evan Batty. But I do have to do a better job of getting him and Dallas involved in the offense. And that's something we're going to really look at hard.